What is going on, guys? Hope you're well wherever you are, whatever the time, and welcome back to another video. Today you're going to be joining me for a day in the life, but I also have some really big news. I'm going to reveal at the end of the video, but I thought today I would take you through some of my eating and also some training today. I've got a leg day today. I'm excited. But this morning is all about getting my meals in, getting some client work done and making some content. Obviously, this is some content, but also some short form content. And that's pretty much going to be my morning before we head to the gym. So I'm going to get this work done and then get into meal number one. Right, meal number one, which has been meal number one for a very long time now, but cream of rice, 100 grams, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 50 grams of whey, and 150 grams of blueberries. Like I said, I've been having this as meal number one for a while on my training days, and I'm actually debating to change it. And my appetite's still good, but I do want a little bit more variety. Like at the minute, I'm having like 1, 2, 3 meals with whey a day, and it's like 160 grams of whey throughout the day. And I'm thinking I kind of miss eggs. I want to have some eggs in the morning with maybe some bread, some like bacon medallions or some avocado, because I've got the fats to play with. Like I'm getting obviously the fats from the dark chocolate, but I think I can get away with having some egg in there, like an egg and some egg whites and some bacon and bread. And this kind of harps on the point that I mentioned before, that I think it's a really good idea to have a lot of variety in your meals, not just across your meals throughout the day, but actually within the meal. Like having different textures, etc. is really important. John Jewett's really good at this. You'll see, like if you watch John Jewett's videos, he has like 4 or 5 different foods in a meal. But first little bit of work has been done. Just had to onboard somebody and send over a video for them, just explaining their programming and whatnot. Had to finish off a couple of check-ins and also had to update my own form to my own coach of everything that transpired over the weekend with my food and whatnot, and all the data that he basically needs to make changes, right? And that's basically what I've done this morning. I still need to sort out my tax. That is one of the big tasks for today. And like I said a little bit earlier, just making some content for the day before we go and train legs. I'm eating a little bit more carbs on my training days now, but the only meal that's changed is my second meal. And I'm actually gonna head to the shop and pick up a couple of things to have a bit more variety in that second meal, I think. But I'm gonna eat this, watch a bit of YouTube, and I'll see you in a little bit. Also, if you're a bodybuilder, you need to be watching this podcast, Fit Nation podcast. It is Baltic outside. Oh my God, what? But I'm still wearing Crocs though. Had to pick up a few things from the shop. Just before I have meal number 2, I'm gonna just squeeze in another meal before I head to the gym at about 3 p.m. So it'll be 3 meals before I train legs today, but Snack Jack, rice cakes, obviously blueberries, because would I be Elliot Gibson without blueberries? And it's so cold, my God. Bagels and some mango, because I want to add some mango into my second meal that I'm going to make just now. So let's get right into making meal number 2. Meal number 2 is going to involve rice, chicken, rice cakes, and mango. So I'm going to quickly prepare this meal and then show you what we're going with for meal number 2. We have 320 grams of cooked weight rice. I'm going to let that go past. 150 grams raw weight chicken, some ranch, some pepper sauce as well that I actually got for my Secret Santa gift. Shout out to Cameron if he watches this. Really nice hot sauce, like 4 different containers of hot sauce. Tremendous, got some of that on there. We also have 100 grams of mango, and then we have 2 rice cakes. This meal, the last time you saw this, I didn't have this extra bit here. I just had the chicken and rice. So we've added 30 grams of carbs on my training days. I'm using those extra 30 grams of carbs as almost like an opportunity to introduce some more variety to my diet. So that's why I've got the mango and the rice cakes, different textures, some micronutrition from the mango as well. And obviously we've got vegetables in the kale, or the kale in the chicken and rice. So yeah, this is pretty much meal number 2. And then my third meal will just be back to the cream of rice. So you can see why I almost want to change to like some eggs and some bread in the morning, just to give me 3 different meals before I train. Just making things varied throughout the day. So I'm gonna eat this, have 1 more meal before I head to the gym to train legs. Pre-workout meal about to go down. Let me show you what I'm working with. So we got cream of rice, again, we have 125 grams, dark chocolate, 20 grams, blueberries, 100 grams, whey, 50 grams, you know the deal. And then 2 rice cakes, caramel, Snacker Jacks, and that is going to be the pre-workout meal. Now for me, once appetite really does begin to slow down and I'm just not really that hungry anymore, I can replace these rice cakes with things like honey and jam and just like less dense sources of food with the same amount of calories. And obviously that makes sense when you're trying to grow, but just coming out of a prep and when your appetite is high and as it gradually goes down, you still want to try and keep food volume relatively high just to help you with that appetite. So I'm gonna eat this and head to the gym. Looking forward to legs today. Right, back from the gym. Pretty good leg session, pretty good. Training as of late has actually been really good. I'll actually put up some clips as I'm talking through, but it was basically just glutes and hamstrings today. I've got 2 leg sessions throughout the week. Legs is a weak point for me, so 2 leg sessions, one focus on the glutes and hams, one on the quads. Today was glutes and hams, but the main movement was RDLs and some split squats. Started off the session with seated calf raises, and then went on to adductor or adductors, and then went on to seated hamstring curl, RDL. My RDLs are actually, it's the most load that I've moved since tearing my hamstring last year. I did do 200 kilos last week. This week I done 210 kilos. I only got 5 reps. I think that boils down to me not having a belt. I think that's honestly the most weight that I've moved without a belt with RDLs, and also with a slight adjustment to my form just to target the hamstrings a little bit more, because realistically speaking, I don't need loads more glute. Like my glutes are pretty big, but my hamstrings are not as big. 210 felt pretty heavy, but I still felt it on the hammies, which is good. Yeah, the rest of the session, to be honest with you, felt good. There was a couple of things where, like, I'm noticing that strength isn't flying up as much as what it was a couple of weeks ago. I think I'm getting towards the end of this mesocycle. Like, I'm starting to feel a little bit tired and just not as powerful in sessions. I'm just debating whether or not to call a deload and like a devolume for a few sessions, but we'll see. I'll kind of just ride the rest of this week out, consult with AJ, see what he says, and go from there. But post-workout meal hasn't changed. That's still 150 grams of pasta, 200 grams of mince with some veg, and then we've also got a bagel with 30 grams of honey, and then I'll just have one meal this evening. Also, what went down, we had an announcement. It's kind of official now that I'm part of Team Power Coaching under Adam. The goal is just to grow more in terms of a coach and prove myself as a great coach in natural bodybuilding, help more people get onto stage. And I'm honestly really excited, and I think it was just the right move for me. I think it's just gonna allow me to have a much bigger impact. So I'm honestly really excited. And yeah, so if you wanna inquire for coaching, I'll leave a link below. This has no direct impact on like my current clients or anything like that. Like, they still remain, but obviously it's gonna give me the opportunity to work with more people and work with more of the right people as well. So damn, I almost forgot to record my last meal of the day, and then it wouldn't have counted, right? So final meal is just my oats meal, and I'm still eating those, which is good. Oats is probably one of the meals that I would potentially change in the future, just because of the texture of it. It's cool right now because appetite is still decent, but I'm going to try and hold off from blending meals for as long as possible. So if that means replacing the oats, then that means replacing the oats. Probably something like salmon, or, because obviously I've got 20 grams of almond butter in there, 20 grams of dark chocolate, and obviously the oats as well. I've got a bit of fat in them, so I've got a lot of fats to play with. So I'm thinking some sort of salmon dish, but we'll see. And obviously having fish in the diet is all good. So anyway, let me show you what I'm working with. There we go, there it is. Sorry, I've been eating it, and I was like, oh crap, I need to record it. So there it is, the meal: 150 grams of oats, 20 grams of almond butter, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 150 grams of blueberries, and 20 grams of honey. I'm gonna eat this, and I'm gonna update my log on natural bodybuilding worldwide. So if you wanna follow my process in a little bit more detail and kind of just my day to day, have a look and subscribe on natural bodybuilding worldwide. Really useful resource if you're a natural bodybuilder. I'm gonna leave that there, but hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe as always, and I'll see you for the next one.